Hello, Calleman.
Hello, Lilou.
Good to see you. From Boston to France, thank you for taking the time to share this information. The cosmic convergence is coming up. Tell us why you're calling it the cosmic convergence. What's going on?
Well, we are approaching the end of the Mayan calendar, and it's 16 billion years of evolution. And we're coming towards the close of 9 different waves. And especially we're coming to the close of the 9th wave, which is the highest frequency of all the creation waves of the universe. And as far as I can tell, the purpose of this wave is to bring about a final polarity shift in consciousness. And a polarity of shift in consciousness really means shifting away from duality, a dualistic approach to reality, to a unity approach to reality. And this is like, to some extent, I believe this is something where we need to exercise our free will, and we need to make that commitment as an opening, to show our readiness to participate in the creation of a new world. And that new world, I believe, will then be born when all of these 9 waves are coming to a close on October 28, 2011, which is the end of the Mayan calendar. It is the end, in a sense, of all these evolutionary trends that have been driving the cosmos up until now.
Mm-hmm. For people that actually want to learn more about these waves, and you wrote many books, you're clearly an expert on the Maya calendar. We've done some interviews, even in person in Seattle. So I really would love to focus on this particular time. Why is it the cosmic convergence from the 23rd of September to the 26th? What is happening there on the Maya calendar? Which wave are we in?
Yes. So each of these waves is composed of 13 different energies. You may talk about, or you might subdivide these energies into 7 peaks and 6 valleys, or 7 periods of light, alternating with 6 periods of darkness. And generally speaking, the periods of light are the periods where you really engage in some kind of active forward movement. The universe creates the world according to that kind of a wave movement. But what happens when the night starts is that it's a time where we as human beings are going inside. It's an excellent time for introspection, for asking ourselves what we are to be part of creating next. And so on the one hand, you might say that September 23rd of this year happens to be, it's the time when the last of these inward periods start. It's the last night is starting. But in this particular case, it also happens to converge with an astronomical phenomena. Mm-hmm. When I don't know if anybody can say the exact date at this point, but it's somewhere around September 26th. The comet Calleman will pass between the Earth and the Sun. And of course, it's just an endless amount of speculations on the internet about what this might mean. And I don't at this point want to say that this is what it means, I know what it means, or what will happen, or something like that. Except for in one respect. And this is that if we are able to see a comet between ourselves and the Sun, it does add to our experience of the cosmic presence. It does experience to our own cosmic being, so to speak. And so for this reason, you might say that there are two energies converging. It is the presence of the comet Calleman, and it's the last time to go inward before the Mayan calendar ends. And so for this reason, it's sort of, I look upon these particular dates as an invitation from the cosmos. This is the time for us to exercise our free will, if we do so, of course. Free will is free will, and it's up to us. But it's an opportunity to exercise our free will to enter ourselves and the earth as part of the cosmic community, of really realizing that we are cosmic in nature. And to do so, I believe that the passport is really to make this transformation towards unity consciousness, to make, which is really what the ninth wave is all about. It's about bringing a polarity shift into ourselves. And some people might say, well, you can't do that over one night. No, maybe not. I wouldn't really be certain that you cannot do that. But one thing that we all can is the commitment to do so. We can make the commitment. That's the free will. To say, this will happen, I will be part of it, and I will be part of a polarity shift to unity. And then once you have the commitment, Providence just makes it happen, as long as you stand in the commitment and are willing to go forward based on this.
So it's really a choice that we have between following our divine guidance and fear? Is that?
I would say so. It's we've lived in a culture for at least for 5,000 years, and even more so, maybe 250 years, where it's almost been taken for natural that everyone just cares about herself and himself, and that that's how you're supposed to live your life. You're supposed to be a smart person who plans according to your own needs and what you want and what you think your life should include. And it's taken as a natural that this is the way that we're supposed to live our lives. Now, I think this will not pass through into the new world, that kind of an attitude. It will have to, I believe, take the stand and say, yes, I'm here to serve. Primarily, I'm going to be doing what serves the higher good, what serves the divine plan. And again, somebody might say, well, how do I know what serves the divine plan? Well, start with a commitment to do so. That's all there is. And that is in our power, always, to make the commitment. And then Providence will give you the opportunities to deliver on your commitment. And as we go along, we will find that this is an approach to life that creates a world in harmony, a world where we truly recognize the unity between ourselves and others and nature and so forth. That's what I believe.
Yes. And this is very different than what happened back in the 60s, or with the peace and love movement and all of that. Because while I was interviewing Mace 2 weeks ago over in Chicago, she strongly believes that this is another one of what has happened many times already, and she's not so certain that this is any different. But you disagree with that?
Well, absolutely. I mean, everything in history has elements of the past. We will not make ourselves completely blanks, and there will always, you can say there's been peace movements forever, and not forever necessarily, but for at least 250 years there have been people advocating a general peace. But then you might say it does develop. But we are at a completely different point in time now. And people will feel it, and I'm sure also that the comet Calleman will add to this feeling of an urgency that if we are to survive as a species, we'll have to make this transition. And it's the transition that is necessary. It's not just a repeat. And to begin with, I like to say that there is a strong power in this English word of commitment. It's not just sort of, oh, I wish for things to be peaceful and so forth. But everybody wishes for things to be for peace and so forth. But it's another thing to say that I'm a commitment to change. I'm a commitment to surrendering my right to respond to negativity or dark things with my own darkness or my own. That's a commitment. Or to say that I'm a commitment to be guided by divine plan rather than my ego. That's not just wishing for it, like it was in the 60s, I would say. There is an opportunity here that is quite different from the 60s. And what adds the energy to that is the fact that the calendar is coming to an end, and that this end of the calendar is heralded by this comet.
It feels that there is this shift too, to me, that is more about not commanding the light, but really strongly bringing it on. It feels to me like negative energy has been using forcefully, this powerfully and commanding it. And why couldn't we, as far as the light workers, why couldn't we say, you know what, bring it on, bring on the light? And we have a say in the matter, and it's okay to strongly and powerfully commit and command for it to happen, isn't it?
Yes, it is. Absolutely. And also, I think this event is really about sort of making a soul searching in ourselves, as well as doing the commitments to a shift in consciousness. This again is very much putting a personal responsibility in it. It's not sort of saying to the others they should change or that they should make peace or something like that. It's maybe they do, maybe they won't. It's about everyone taking it on. And again, I think that it will turn out to be a passport to go forward.
Well, interestingly enough, in the Maya calendar, not Maya calendar, but the Hopis, they see these kind of comets as kachinas, as divine super beings that are announcing something. So this could be a kachina.
It could be so. And and it has now been verified on the NASA website, on the latest photographs. I think they're a week old, that indeed this comet is blue.
Ah.
This is important, so to speak, because it's one of the major signs this blue star Kachina would have. It's obviously the color. And it turns out that this comet Calleman, it has the blue color that's required. So it will be very interesting to see. I will be at a peace festival in France during this event, and there will be elders from the Hopi, elders from the Maya present, and we do cosmic convergence together. But then it will obviously be very interesting to hear what is the viewpoint of the Hopi elders as this happens.
Yes, it is. Yes. I'm thinking of Lawrence, the Hopi elder that I've interviewed in Sedona. Maybe it's time for another one. I'll be in Hawaii. I'm called to be in Kauai at that time, and We'll be at each different 12 hours difference.
I'll be there with you. Yes.
Wonderful. Well, thank you, Carl. Thank you so much for this information, and I look forward to sharing it right now on the web.
Wonderful. Thank you so much.